Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Kamala Davy Harris, do solemnly swear
I, Kamala Davy Harris, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully discharge
that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr.
Thank you.
President.
This is it. Donald Trump is out of office, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have been inaugurated and sworn in as the President and Vice President of the United States. Now, my stepmom and I watched the inauguration earlier this morning, obviously, and she asked me, what am I going to do now? Like a smart mouth, what am I going to do now that Donald Trump is gone? What am I going to think about now that Trump is gone? In this video, I'm going to give you my answer. I'm going to think about making sure the last 4 years never happen again. I told her this and she asked me, what are you going to do? You're not a politician, you're not anything else. Well, I'm an American. And the last 4 years showed what America really was under the surface. And that is something I never want to see again. We are still grappling with the pandemic that Donald Trump and his supporters do not want to accept the reality of the situation on. And we are topped out at 400,000 deaths from this pandemic. What I'm going to think about is making sure that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden do their jobs as the President and Vice President of this country. We have just ended a 4-year nightmare of a president that was completely unchecked, of a president that didn't do anything because he thought he could get away with everything. More to the point, I'm going to spend the next 4 years doing what I've been doing during the last 4 years, calling out the government if it does something wrong, calling out Biden and Harris if they do something wrong. As I said before, we didn't have checks and balances with Donald Trump, and here we are. Donald Trump should have been impeached the first time. He wasn't. He should have been removed the first time any number of 100 million times for every time he opens his mouth during the last 4 years. He wasn't. He shouldn't have been elected in the first place. He was. And here we are. An economy that's in shambles. Our democracy near on its final thread. Racial tensions in this country are all-time high, and the likelihood of a domestic terrorist attack is still high. Whether in Washington, like they happened in the January 6 attacks, or elsewhere. So I'm going to use my page, use my voice here on Facebook and here on YouTube, everywhere I can, to make sure the next 4 years don't end up like the last 4 years, with our country completely ripped apart, that we almost find ourselves on our last legs, as we did with Donald Trump. But there are a lot more things we're going to do the next 4 years. I'm going to continue to serve as a voice of fighting injustice in this country. And we have seen so much injustice in the last few years, not just counting the Trump years. Police brutality is still a serious problem. In fact, systemic racism is still a problem in this country, and we, as Americans, need to fight back against it. So that's what I'm going to be thinking about the next 4 years. That's what I'm going to do. But there are a lot more things I want to do on a personal note. And I'm going to get personal. I'm going to open myself up. Last year was perhaps the most disastrous year I could ever think of in my entire life. Hopefully, if the coronavirus finds a way to debate itself, to come to a slow crawl now that the vaccines are being put out there, I'm hoping to do some traveling. I'm hoping to see members of my family that I didn't get a chance to see last year, unless I saw them in a Zoom call or just talk to them on Facebook. I'm hoping the chance that my brother and his girlfriend actually get married, and actually I get a chance to be at their wedding. I'm hoping to see the rest of my family, get a chance to travel the rest of the country, preferably somewhere with a tropical climate. I'm hoping that one day I'm going to get a chance to go for my bachelor's, like I should have did last year, but thanks to the coronavirus screwing everything up, I couldn't do it. Hopefully, I'll get a chance of doing it now. And the last thing I'm thinking about is, of course, the Ohio State Buckeyes, my favorite football team, the Kentucky Wildcats, my favorite basketball team, the Los Angeles Lakers. Well, actually, the only reason why I'm watching the Lakers right now is because LeBron James is on the team. So I'll be thinking about that. I'll be thinking about the New York Yankees, hoping that one day, while I'm still alive and kicking in this world, I get a chance to see them win. I'm thinking about all of that. Donald Trump was not the center of my thought process the last 4 years. I paid attention to him because I didn't have a choice. He was the President of the United States. At least in title, he was the President of the United States. In reality, he was a whiny dictator who ripped this country apart. And I'm trying to make sure that doesn't happen again. Now you're asking, who are you? You're just a simple YouTuber. You're just a small voice. I use my voice. And a lot of others use their voice in the past year too. The fact of the matter is this: we cannot let another Donald Trump presidency happen again. He's already thinking about running for president in 2024, as if the last 4 years, I should say actually the last 5 years, from 2015 since he announced all the way to this past evening, this past afternoon, is if none of that happened. Is if we're going to say forgive and forget. All is not forgiven. All is not forgotten. You tore this country apart, Trump. Maybe because you didn't know how to be president, or because you were too stupid to ask for help to be president, or because you thought you had all the answers and screwed everything up. And I'm also, and as much as I really don't want to do it, I'm going to be fighting against the Trumpers out there who are calling the new president and the new vice president Joe and the Ho and all that other crap. The same people who kept demanding that I and so many others in this country respect Donald Trump, no, that is not going to happen. Now, the real problem I have with all of that is the simple fact that Donald Trump didn't show any respect to this country. He spent 4 years in dividing this country and destroying it. So that's what I'm going to be thinking about the next 4 years. And hopefully, I'll be doing some more videos. Well, videos about other things than politics, about what's going on in the country. I've been meaning to do a video about my favorite episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. before all this happened. I've been thinking about doing a video about the Ohio State Buckeyes and why I love them and why they're my favorite football team. And that's exactly what I'm going to be thinking about this year as well, now that Trump's out with it. I don't know if my stepmom's going to watch this video. I really don't care. I just hope I just answered her question. And I hope I answered all of yours as well. And I want to thank all of you for following me on this page, on this YouTube channel as well. Take a moment, share the videos that I posted, because as a wise man once said, those who do not learn from the past are damn near doomed to repeat the past. We barely got out of the last 4 years, and especially 2020, we barely got out with our lives. Learn from this, because we may not have another chance if it happens again. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.